Employment categories. You want to have in your employee handbook, what's a regular employee? What's a temporary employee? What does full-time consist of? What does part-time consist of? All right, question for the group. How many hours do I have to work to be considered full-time? Federal and the state don't set that guideline, the employer does. The employer states what full-time and what part-time is.
Okay.
That being said, for the purposes of insurance, full-time is typically at least 32.
2 hours, okay.
Typically. In order to get health care benefits, maintain, you have to have an average 32. Also with Obamacare coming up, there's a lot there as far as what full-time and what part-time employee is. And 32 happens to be the magic number. Okay, and so you've got to have in here also who's eligible for which benefits. You know, I should be able to read in there and say, oh, okay, I know I'm scheduled for 32 hours a week, and it says here 32 is full-time employee, and full-time employees get these benefits or earn PTO at this rate. You know, so I need to be able to read through your handbook and decipher and figure out what I get, essentially. Okay? Schedules, wages, and hours. What's the work week? What's the pay period? You know, if I start on the 7th, when I should be able to read your handbook and figure out when I'm going to get my first check, and that first check is going to pay me for the 7th through the 14th, or whatever it is. Okay? What are the rules for rest breaks and meal periods? You need to consult with the Department of Labor to figure out what's required in the state of Tennessee for rest and meal periods. And just as an FYI, federal government does not set those, state does. Clock in and clock out requirements. Do we clock in and clock out? Do we have timesheets? How do I? What do I? Do I round it? Can I round it? If I come in at 8:01, do I put 8 o'clock or do I put 8:01? Falsification, strictly prohibited. In other words, if I came in at 8:30 and I was supposed to be here at 8, but I'm the first person here, what if I put 8? Who's going to know, right? What if I put that I left at 5, but I left at 4:45? Okay. Also along the lines of clock in, clock out, we talked a little bit about employment categories, exempt, non-exempt. You need to be sure that you have all your employees correctly classified, they're exempt or non-exempt.
I hope you enjoyed this segment about classifying your employees for your employee handbook from our HR 101 series. Connect with the Nashville Business Incubation Center on Facebook and LinkedIn to find out more about the NBIC and the HR 101 series.